I have always said that I wish I had been born in the 50s. The 50s were just beautiful. It is my favorite decade to look back on. And today we're going to be making 3 different recipes that are inspired or come from the 50s. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy. And this is Mandy in the Making. I would have loved to dress up like a 50s housewife today, but I just didn't have enough time to get all of the things that I needed for that. So let's just pretend that my kitchen is a 50s kitchen, and we are going to make 3 different recipes, starting with an all-time favorite recipe of mine that my mom has been making since I was a little girl, since before I was born. Her mom made it this way, and it came from a cookbook from the 50s. I have the cookbook. Let's look at it. So it's so old that the front has completely, the cover has come off. And this is my mom's adapted macaroni and cheese recipe that she's been making my whole life, but this is the one that's for a bigger crowd because she makes it for Thanksgiving. But if you'll take a look, 1954 is when this cookbook came out, and it's got all kinds of great gems in here. I love it. The one we're doing today is this old-fashioned macaroni and cheese. It was called old-fashioned back in the 50s. So the recipe, of course, did not originate. Mac and cheese, I don't even know how long mac and cheese has been around. I need to look that up. But this particular recipe is the exact recipe my mom has been using my entire life since before I was born. So today we're making it. I am really hoping that this mac and cheese turns out like my mama's mac and cheese. When I say I've had it every single Thanksgiving and Christmas my entire life, not exaggerating. It's my favorite because of that. But it's the kind that has eggs in it. I know a lot of mac and cheese recipes don't have eggs in it, but this one does, and it's so good. First thing we need to do is we need to cook our macaroni. So our elbow macaroni, I need half of this package, and we're just gonna cook it according to package directions. We're just gonna boil this. So let's do that now. 4 cups of cooked macaroni. So we need 2 cups of uncooked macaroni. 1, 2. And that's coming back up to a boil. So let's set a timer for 8 minutes, and we'll check it after that. Another thing we need to do is preheat the oven to 350. Okay, so I've got this 2-quart baking dish here. I've already greased it. I had just drained my macaroni. So let's put that in here. You also need to add in a couple of tablespoons of butter. I had already kind of chopped mine up into small pieces. So let's add that in. We're gonna stir this all around here in just a second. As well as our cheese is gonna go in now. You need 1 1/4 cups of cubed sharp cheddar cheese. And we're just gonna stir all of this to kind of get it all combined and spread out as evenly as possible. We're also gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper at this point. You need about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Okay, now we need to get our 3 cups of milk. I did use whole milk for this. And then we need 2 eggs beaten. That was double yolked.
How rare is that?
I don't know. I've never had it happen. Well, hot darn. I don't think it's that rare, but I've never had it happen. That's so funny. So this one was double yolked, but the yolks are very small. I did some Googling. I've never had this happen before. Because they're very small, we're just going to go ahead and use the 2nd egg. But I thought, well, do I only just use the 1 then? But you can see how much smaller they are than the other ones. So we're just going to go with it. But I thought that was so cool. I've never had that happen. We're going to mix that together with the milk, and we're going to pour it over top. Steven just came in the room. He is very excited right now. He loves my mama's mac and cheese. Okay, I say it's my mama's like she came up with it, but she's the only one who makes it this way that I know of, so that's why we call it that. Oh, that's a lot. Am I sure on this? I'm sure. Okay, we're gonna keep going, friends. That's a lot. But you know what? It's kind of what mama's looks like when she's putting hers in the oven, so I guess it's right. She done. She's ready to go in the oven. Always peeking from back there in the corner like, what you making? You know what's new to me? I just looked at the instructions to see how long this bakes, and it says to sprinkle with either buttered crumbs, which I know Mom doesn't do, or paprika. I don't know if Mom does that either, but we're gonna do it today because that's what the recipe says. I don't know how much, but we're going with that much. Okay, so we've done all of this, which I forgot to show you this. 1 cup of uncooked macaroni equals 2 cups of cooked. I love that they have that in there. That's so helpful. All right, so now we just need to bake it at 350 for 40 to 50 minutes. So the timer just went off and this is what it's looking like. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. It still looks pretty liquidy. So I'm gonna add another 5 to 10 minutes on the clock. Let's try 7. Okay, after 7 more minutes, this is what it's looking like. I think we're okay. Let me grab my spoon and kind of test it. It's still, I mean, it's pretty good, but it's not quite as firm as it is when my mom serves it. So I'm gonna put it in for another 5 to 7 minutes total. So that'll be, it'll be about 54 minutes baked. So let's try that. I've never made Mama's mac and cheese before.
I'm proud of you.
I know, I'm so excited.
All right, I'm ready.
I'm ready too. I mean, this looks like Thanksgiving in a bowl to me.
It does.
Because I have it every Thanksgiving.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh wait, we gotta tink it. Oh, it's hot too.
This is gonna be tinkalicious.
Tink. It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that is delicious.
It's so creamy.
And it's just got this interesting texture to it. I love the egg and the cheese mixture in there. It just,
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy right now.
it just has an incredible flavor.
Oh man, and it's not overly cheesy, which is one of the things that makes it so interesting to me because I feel like all the other macaroni and cheese I ever make it's cheese with a little bit of macaroni.
Yeah,
This is macaroni with a little bit of cheese.
yeah.
But it's still cheesy enough. I don't know how to explain it. If you've never had it this way, I recommend trying it.
It's the right amount. It's very balanced.
I'm so happy right now. Mama, are you so proud?
That is delicious.
This doesn't mean I want to make this at Thanksgiving, though. I still want you to make it.
And the brown rice.
And the brown rice. I mean, 2 staples. I don't even have to tell her what to bring to Thanksgiving. We host Thanksgiving here at our house. So I don't even have to tell my mama what to bring because she knows. She knows she has to bring the brown rice. If you don't know what we're talking about, I've shared that recipe many times on my channel. Super easy. And she knows she has to bring the mac and cheese. Those are her 2 main things that she brings. Straight out of the 50s.
Man, is this for 50s?
Yeah, this is straight out
That's
of the
right,
50s.
the 50s. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, from that cookbook. I made it exactly like it said.
That's awesome.
That's one recipe from the 50s. You're going to get a nice little surprise here in just a second. You're about to see it. I'm not even going to spoil it. You'll see. And then I'll be back with a 3rd recipe, which I'm going to be making today, that is a very popular 50s and 60s. I think it's one of the most popular dishes from the 50s and 60s. I've never made it. It sounds really good, so we're going to give it a try. Another cookbook from the 50s is this one. So all of this whole idea for this video was kind of born on July 4th when I was at my mom's house looking through her cookbooks, and she had the one from 1954, and I believe this one is from 1951. So the first publication of this particular one was 1941, but this one was 1951. But it was just so fun to look through all of this. And then not only is it the cookbook, but then my grandmother also had clipped a lot of recipes out of newspapers in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. That is all contained in this. You see all that? And I'll share some of that with you as well. It's just fun to look at. But this particular one was from this brand of bread. And let's see, does it say when it came out? 1952. This little cookbook came out in 1952. Something I did not know was very popular back in the 50s. Cow tongue, beef tongue, ground cooked smoked beef tongue. So this is a recipe for deviled tongue, and then there's another recipe for another type of tongue. Hold on, let me find it. Zesty tongue. We ain't doing that today, just in case you were wondering. That's not happening, but I just thought that was interesting.
All right, so Mandy decided she was going to do a little bit of shopping. So what we did was we got some ingredients because we're going to make something we're going to surprise her with. And that's going to be the Elvis Sandwich. I mean, after all, it's 50s themed meals that she's going to be doing this week. So we thought, you know, as a tribute to the king of rock and roll, we was going to make Elvis's Sandwich. It's like super, super simple. All you need is bread, bananas, peanut butter, and bacon. Simple. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. Let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is fry up some bacon. Now I got this thick cut bacon here. That's what we're gonna be using. And we'll need 4 slices of that. We're gonna make 2 sandwiches, one for me, one for her. And I'm gonna do this all on the griddle. So the first thing we're gonna do is take our griddle, we're gonna turn it up on high heat, and we're gonna lay out our bacon. All right, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but we're extra around here. So we're gonna put a little bit of black pepper on these bacon. A little extra smoky flavor. We like our bacon extra crispy around here. So we're gonna make sure to crisp them up real nice. All right, y'all, our bacon is crispy enough here for us, so we're gonna go ahead and pull these off. We'll clean up our griddle a little bit, and then we'll cook the bread here in just a second. We're gonna fry the bread up a little bit here. Okay, so we've turned our grill down, we've cleaned it up a little bit, and then the next thing we're gonna do is cook our bread. So we'll need 4 slices, and you don't need butter for this. You can just toast your bread up right there on the griddle, but we're gonna just use a little bit of butter for some extra flavor. Pat of butter here like that. Bread on, just like that. Same thing here. Too simple. There we go. All right, here we go. We're gonna flip them over. Toast up the other side. All right, we're gonna pull these off. All right, next step, take our peanut butter and we're gonna put them on both slices. So we'll do this side here. We'll do butter on the outside. The buttered side of the bread we'll put on the outside. Put a good bit of this peanut butter on here. All right, next step, time for the nanners. Peel us a banana here and just slice it up. Put them on top. The final step, the bacon. Ooh boy, look at them pieces of bacon sticking out of there like that. And there it is. Oh boy, I can't wait to eat that. All right, y'all, she's getting ready to come in. She has no idea what I made for her. This is gonna be a surprise. I can't wait. How you doing?
I smell bacon.
You smell bacon.
Bacon, bacon, bacon. Have you been filming this
have
whole
been.
time?
I have been. Surprise!
This is great.
I don't know. Do I have the camera situated?
Yeah, that's
good enough?
fine.
You think that's
Yeah,
good enough?
yeah.
Well, move on in here just a little bit.
Hi.
Tell them what y'all been doing. Tell them what you've been doing.
Well, I went to Belk. I went shopping, but I didn't buy nothing. So, mainly because I'd been there 10 minutes, and this guy said, "Can I start cooking now?" Yes, start cooking. I'll come home.
We have a surprise for you. It's ready to go.
I'm
I
excited.
don't think you've ever had this before in your life.
Bacon I've had.
You've had bacon, but,
Okay.
and you've had all of these ingredients, but you've never had them just like this.
I'm excited.
Okay. I figured we would do this for your 50s themed recipes that you're planning on doing this week as a tribute to the one and only Elvis Presley and his infamous peanut butter, banana and bacon sandwich. How about that? Huh?
It smells really good.
It's gonna be good.
Look at that.
It looks amazing, doesn't it?
I mean,
That is
that's pretty cool.
that is right there is the money maker.
Have they already seen it?
They have.
Oh, I guess they have because you've been filming, so
I've been filming.
they've already
ready to
seen
eat?
it. Yeah. Let me take my glasses
All
off.
right, we're gonna try this.
You gotta save me some too.
Okay, we bless the food. We ready to eat?
Yeah.
Did you make him one too?
I did not, but he can have some of mine, maybe.
Okay, so this is Elvis's famous sandwich.
Yeah, well, they come in different versions. You know, the internet. Internet's gotten a lot of versions of this, but I wanted to add bacon to this one.
Tink. I am not mad at that. Hey, remember nothing.
Wow.
Mmm.
Come here.
You want to bite?
Mm-hmm. Bye. Here we go. I'm a little scared, y'all.
Oh no, that's so good. It's the sweet and the salty
Sweet,
and the
salty,
savory.
and a little creamy because of the banana. It's like creamy, salty, savory, smoky.
Mmm. That's delicious. No wonder y'all said it wouldn't take long. Y'all just had to fry up the bacon. That was it.
Just had to fry it in the bacon. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So would you say that's all right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that's all right?
That's all right.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. It just gets better. That crispy bacon, and that's that thick cut bacon too. Good and crispy. Put a little black pepper on there to jack up the smoky flavor.
You know, I could get used to this whole me going shopping, coming home. Y'all already filmed, and I can just eat. I could get used to it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
So here's a newspaper, like part of a newspaper with an ad for different food prices. This unfortunately is not from the 50s. This is from 1967. This was the Greenville Piedmont. So my mom told me that there was like the Greenville news that came in the morning, and then I think the Piedmont is what came in the evening. So they got 2 newspapers a day, I guess. But look at the prices. Turkeys, 25 cents a pound. Let's see what else we got. Sliced bacon, 45 cents a pound. A 5-pound bag of sugar, 39 cents. This was in 1967. Can we go back to these prices? It'd be great. Just thought I would share. Oh, look, 5 pounds for $1. Is that? Yeah, that's $1.99 for the whole 5 pounds, right? Just wow. We've got one more recipe from the 50s. It was super popular in the 50s and the 60s, and this is called chicken a la king. It's very simple. The only thing that we really need to do prior to getting started is pre-cook our chicken, because you need cooked chicken. So you could definitely use rotisserie chicken for this. I'm gonna throw it here in my air fryer. I know you can't see it, but the air fryer right here. I'm gonna throw my chicken in the air fryer. We're gonna preheat it to 380. So I've got 2 large chicken breasts that I just cut in half here. I'm gonna season it with a little bit of poultry seasoning. The recipe doesn't say to do that, but I'm just gonna do it. So this recipe, the chicken a la king, comes out of this Better Homes cookbook. So this one was printed in 1951, and here it is right here. So we're just changing it up just a little bit, I think. I'm not gonna add the egg that it talks about. I found an updated version of this. I'm just kind of combining versions together, but I'm going to basically follow this recipe. I'm just not going to do the egg. And the updated version also included a little bit of this bouillon base, which is great because that's gonna add a lot of flavor to it too. So we're just kind of making our own version of the chicken a la king, but we're inspired by the 50s. Okay, it's preheated. Just spraying it with a little bit of oil. We're just gonna put it in here, flavored or seasoned side down, and I'll throw some more seasonings on top. Okay, this is going in at 380 for about 12 minutes. That should be good. While that is cooking, I've got sliced mushrooms here. I'm just gonna kind of break apart some of the larger ones, set that to the side. We need to chop this green pepper, and then we also need to chop these pimentos. I couldn't find chopped pimentos or diced pimentos at my grocery store. I could only find the sliced, so we're gonna work on that now. I went ahead and drained these pimentos as best I could. This is a 4-ounce jar. We're gonna use the whole thing. And I'm just gonna roughly go through and just chop these. I think that this was sometimes served at Christmas because of the red and green color, which it sounds like a comfort food for sure. You're gonna have to let me know, have you ever made chicken a la king? Did you grow up eating this? I wanna know. All right, we are still waiting on our chicken to finish, but I've got half a stick of butter going into this pan. I've got the pan on about medium-high heat, and we're just going to let this completely melt down before we add some ingredients. It is melted. We're gonna take our bell pepper and about a cup of sliced mushrooms. I'm just using this whole container because why not? And we're gonna let this saute for about 5 minutes. One other thing I didn't mention, but I've got rice going back here. We're gonna serve this over rice. Our chicken is done. I'm gonna let it rest before I chop it up, but it smells really good. This has been cooking for 15 minutes. Not 15, I take that back. This has been sauteing for 5 minutes. I'm gonna take it off the heat, and we're gonna turn this down to low. And now we need to add in some flour. One recipe calls for about 1/3 cup. The other recipe that I saw calls for about 1/2 cup. So we're gonna go kind of there in the middle somehow. So let's coat everything in the flour. And then we're also gonna add just some salt and pepper. Recipe calls for about a teaspoon of salt. I'm doing a little bit less since I'm gonna be using that bouillon powder or that bouillon stuff. It's pretty salty, so I don't want it to be overly salted. And then we're just gonna throw in some black pepper, not a lot. Okay, we brought it back over to the heat on low heat, And I'm just gonna stir this around and let this cook for a minute or so, just to kind of cook that flour, the raw flour taste down. While that's doing that, Stephen so graciously cut up our chicken for us, which looks and smells delicious. All right, I've got a cup and a half of, I'm using whole milk. It doesn't say that you have to use whole milk, I don't think, but I'm using whole milk. We're gonna pour that in. We also need about a cup and a quarter of hot water, so I heated that up. So let's add the hot water in. We're gonna turn our heat back up to about medium high. I'm gonna stir this, and then lastly we need to add in our better than bouillon. You can use bouillon powder if you want to, but I'm just gonna use this. So I've got about a teaspoon of that. That's gonna add a good bit of flavor, which is always a good thing. We want this to come up to a boil, so I've got it on medium high. I'm just kind of stirring it. Once it comes up to a boil, we're gonna stir it constantly and let it boil for about a minute. Boil for about a minute, just in case you don't know what I'm saying. Boil equals boil. Okay, it has come up to a boil. We're gonna let this go for a minute. I don't feel like it's getting thick enough like I wanted it to, so I made a small little cornstarch slurry. I'm gonna pour this in just to see if it'll thicken it up just a little bit more. It's getting there. Maybe you just need to let it go for longer than a minute. It's definitely thickening up now because I added that cornstarch, so that's better. I just didn't want it to be too watery, you know? Okay, that's much better. Let's turn the heat down to about medium low, and we're gonna add our chicken and our pimento. We're just gonna let this heat through. Our rice is ready, and this is gonna be dinner. What's up?
How you doing?
Chicken a la king.
Yeah.
For my king.
Oh,
Oh,
you're a sweetheart. And you're my queen.
that's right.
So, tell me about this a la king.
Well, I think it's going to be very comfort foodish, but this recipe has been around since the 1800s.
Oh, wow. Okay. We're going to get up in here then. Comfort food. Delicious.
It is delicious.
Very good. I love this.
I do too.
I mean, man. The seasoning on the chicken? Yes.
Okay, good.
Great flavor. So, are these just two different types of bell pepper?
No, that's pimento
Oh,
and
really?
bell pepper. Yeah, yep. So back in 1890, a French chef came up with this, and his last name was King, so that's why it's called chicken a la king.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it is definitely delicious, and I guess this is like a gravy or a sauce.
Yeah, it's like a sauce, so you do it over
Really
noodles. Some people even say they serve it over biscuits, kind of like biscuits and gravy, but it's a different
Because
concept.
it's like a white gravy to you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna dig in. I've already tasted it. I did a little taste test at the stove just to make sure it was good,
yeah.
but this is delicious.
Got the mushrooms in there too.
Cole
Very
even
good.
likes it, which is surprising. He's coming around on mushrooms, but he's liking it too. He's in there in another room eating it, but I'm gonna dig in. Comfort food for sure. It was not overly salty, so I was a little concerned about that. It's not. It's perfect. But what he doesn't know, the guy who's filming me, is that I'm about to go in there and make him some dessert.
What?
We are having homemade strawberry ice cream.
Oh my goodness. No way.
His favorite ice cream is strawberry, and I got some fresh strawberries, and I made up the mixture this morning. It's in the fridge, so I'll show you all that in just a second. Gracie. Oh, hello. Here. There you go. You happy? She said, where's the rest? So here is our strawberry ice cream mixture. Oh, I'm so excited. So I've got my ice cream maker here. I'm about to turn it on. This is the first time I've ever attempted to make strawberry ice cream in here. Normally I make chocolate ice cream, which I have definitely perfected. But let's see how this goes. So I need to turn it on first. It's gonna get loud, and it goes. All right, there we go. We'll see you in 15 minutes. It's been right at 20 minutes. Oh my word. Let's do it. Let's get some bowls. Excuse us. You're in the way. Someone has already tasted it. I won't say who.
Come on. Come on, Tinker. We'll start calling you Tinkerbell.
Tink.
It's true love. True love right there, making me some strawberry ice cream with real strawberries.
It's like strawberry soft serve.
But way better.
I will try and remember and leave the recipe below, but it's just the recipe that came out of the Cuisinart ice cream recipe book that came with my ice cream maker.
That is art. Oh, I love it.
I know this wasn't 50s themed, but I thought I would share.
So there you have it. Some 50s inspired or recipes from the 1950s, which turned out really great. I am biased and I love the mac and cheese because, you know, but that chicken a la king was great. And then of course, the Elvis Presley sandwich was top notch as well. I hope you are having a great day and I will see you next time. Bye.